What is up, everybody? It's your guy Josh, aka Resurrection, and you are tuning in to another edition of Joshin' Around. Welcome. First things first, I just want to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I have now officially reached 800 plus subscribers on YouTube. Thank you.
I can feel the power. Yes.
It's definitely not an easy thing to do. The grind always continues. It never stops. I would love to try and hit 1,000 by the end of the year.
Is that possible?
Nonetheless, 800 is not something to scoff at. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Obviously, my page would not be where it's at without your guys' support. So thank you guys to all the 803 subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. You guys are much appreciated. That being said, why don't we move on to the video? This past weekend, I attended Silicon Valley Comic Con, which is basically a pop culture convention in my hometown, San Jose, California. Now, just a few things about this convention. It is fairly new. It's been around for a couple of years now. One of the greatest guests that I have probably met in my lifetime so far was none other than Hall of Famer and the toughest SOB in the world wrestling entertainment industry, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You piss me off, I'll open up an $8 billion can of serve it to you, and that's all I got to say about that.
What? You said you were gonna meet Stone Cold Steve Austin? What?
What?
I'd love to ask you
What?
Give me a hell yeah!
What? What? What?
Yes, I did not stutter. I was very, very blessed and fortunate enough to meet one of the greatest, toughest SOBs in the world wrestling entertainment business, Stone Cold Steve Austin. The man was attending Silicon Valley for one day only, which was on a Saturday, and I was like, yo, I don't care what's going on. I am going to make my schedule free no matter what.
What?
Stone Cold Steve Austin is probably one of the most influential wrestlers in our generation. This man has paved the way for so many wrestlers, and he really inspired a lot of people, not just even in the wrestling world, but just in general, with his tough SOB drinking, you know, not giving a damn about whatever people got to say, and just being that bad boy. You know, he really resonated with me and a lot of other fans as well. Steve Austin and The Rock are probably like one of my most favorite wrestlers growing up in the Attitude Era. If you did not grow up in the Attitude Era, I am so sorry. You missed out. But thankfully, you know, thanks to footage and the network and all that great stuff, you can actually check it out and see his highlights and what he did. I'm gonna tell you right now, straight up, this man was just so entertaining and so amazing in what he did in his craft, and it always resonated with me as a kid. You know, I remember when I was a kid, I used to do Stone Cold Stunners on my friends. I got kind of in trouble for it. I mean, I still can't believe that the toughest SOB in the wrestling industry came to my hometown, San Jose, California. This was a must, and I was really nervous when meeting him, and I really wanted to take a picture and get an autograph, which I did. However, I was really trying to plan what kind of picture and what item I should get signed that I have. I will share with you guys in just a moment what I got signed, but just to kind of give you guys a recap of how this came about, just some of the great moments that Stone Cold Steve Austin had in his career. Man, there's just so many. You know, everything from the beer truck to, you know, facing The Rock at WrestleMania, and even just like beating up McMahon, you know, his own boss. There's just so many great moments and funny moments that you know, just coming up memory lane right now. But one of the most influential and entertaining moments that Stone Cold Steve Austin had with the WWE would probably have to be when Vince McMahon was in the hospital. Now, this moment was hilarious. I remember when I saw this on TV, I didn't know what was going on, but when I saw it for the first time on television, I was like, my jaw was like, it just dropped. Vince McMahon, you know, he basically got beat up the week before and something like that. He went to the hospital and he was recovering, and then Mick Foley, also known as Mankind at the time, came to visit Vince McMahon, and basically it was funny because Stone Cold Steve Austin was, you know, dressed up as a doctor and a surgeon, and the nurse in the room that Vince McMahon was staying in asked, you know, what do you think, doctor? And of course, it was the toughest SOB, Stone Cold. He opened a can of whoop Your boy Vince McMahon. It was so funny. I remember seeing it on TV, especially the bedpan part. That was hilarious. You got to hear it. You got to hear how hard he hit him with that bedpan. I wanted to recreate that moment in a picture, so I went ahead and did some shopping on Amazon, and I went ahead and bought a bedpan, a hospital gown, and some other stuff to try and make it look as legit as I could in the photo. And I was hoping that Stone Cold would remember that moment, and you know, he really did when he saw it. It was just such a great moment because I had him sign the bedpan first before I took the photo. I don't think he knew that I was gonna be up all in the whole getup, but he understood the reference. And as you can see right here, I have some footage of me waiting in line for Stone Cold, and I was so nervous, but I was so like just in awe when I was standing in line with him. You know, I had to get some footage, and unfortunately I was not able to get it personalized because his handlers, or whatever bodyguards you want to call it, man, I asked them, you know, can he personalize it? And they're like, no, he doesn't have time. I'm like, bruh, really? He's standing in line talking to people right now, and the line is moving. Why can't he personalize it? It's like a couple of seconds.
Oh, come on!
Anywho, I'm getting closer to the line, and as I get to the line, they grab my item and they ask me what am I getting signed. I tell them, and they basically move the item forward as the line moves. So I didn't have the item in my hand for a few seconds, but as the item got closer to Stone Cold, he sees it, and he's just like, well, I'll be damned, man, like, this is crazy, you know. And he sees it, and he signs it, he shakes my hand, and I didn't really know what to say. There was just so many things going through my mind, but you know, the first thing that I had to ask was how hard he hit Vince McMahon with that pen.
I'm not. And it was heavier than this.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious, and it was just so funny to hear him, you know, from his own words, how hard he hit Vince McMahon in the head with that bedpan.
Don't end up using that.
And it was just so memorable. I had it signed, I had it authenticated. This is the bedpan that I got signed by Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's crazy because you could see some fingerprint marks, and I think his fingerprints might still be on there. Cloning a Stone Cold, perhaps? Authenticated with the JSA sticker right there, and then of course you can see his signature. He signed it in gold. I really didn't know what color to have him sign. I wanted him to sign it in black, and then I changed it to gold, and Stone Cold was like, why don't we just try gold? I'm like, alright, man, whatever you want to do. But as you can see, that's his signature right there, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and here is the JSA authentication. This was really cool. People are wondering, what the hell are you gonna do with a bedpan? You know, I'm basically just gonna put it in my display case and forever have this item immortalized. You know, I will never use this. I hope not. And Stone Cold said it himself not to use it anymore, so I'm not gonna use it. I wonder if I smack somebody how hard this is. Oh, that's heavy. Was such a great moment for me meeting Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, I really hope I can meet him again. I would love to get another picture with him. The picture came out great, which was awesome. Fast forward later, you know, I kind of walked around the convention. I was just so happy. I was waiting for the photo op, and as I was waiting, I basically changed in my whole getup in the hospital gown that I got from Amazon, and I had the bedpan. I was holding it. Some people were laughing. Some people knew the reference right off the bat as soon as I was lining up for Stone Cold. Fast forward, I'm getting closer to the line to get the photo. I'm getting really nervous. My palms are sweaty and all that stuff. And as I'm getting there, I see him behind the curtains, and I'm like getting all giddy inside. But the photo came out great, as you can see right here. By far one of the best moments in my convention experiences thus far. Taking a picture with Stone Cold Steve Austin was something that I never in my right mind would even think of doing in my lifetime. This has been such a great moment for me. Stone Cold Steve Austin is probably one of the most influential, like I said, wrestlers in the sports entertainment business, and this man was just so freaking awesome. He's such a great dude, and I'm not just saying that because I met him. You know, I've met a lot of actors and famous, you know, public figures that I really looked up to, and when I met them for the first time, it was just kind of like, really, like, it just really let me down. But no, Stone Cold Steve Austin was, you know, when you meet him in person and you see him on the television screen, they're like not very far apart. I mean, obviously he's a really nice guy in real life, but he's such a down-to-earth dude. and he embraces the character, and a part of it I feel like lives with him when he's outside of the character and outside of the ring. And I saw that when I met him and shook his hand for the first time, and I gotta say that is awesome. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, Steve Austin. Anyways, I just wanted to share that moment with you guys. It was really a great moment for me. I also met some other great guests that I will not mention in this video. I'll save it for another video. However, this one was definitely one for the books, and I really was so stoked when I met him. Something that will always be with a part of me, as well as when I get older. You know, if I had kids, I'll show my kids this, and I'll basically explain to them the story and whatnot. And it was funny, and a lot of people thought it was funny, and it was so cool too to have Silicon Valley Comic Con actually shout me out and repost my picture on their page. Thank you guys. Anyways, that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please tune in for upcoming videos coming very soon. You know, I do have a lot of great things that I have acquired over the weeks, and I really want to share with you guys, and also great stories to tell you guys as well. It's getting late, so I'm going to end the video right here.
And that's the bottom line. Go Stone Cold Simpson.